All right, now it's time to go over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and find out where the fantasy relevant players are going to be. Let's go ahead and pull up the depth chart here, right here. Look at the quarterback position. It's going to be Baker Mayfield, and then Kyle Trask is his backup. We know what Baker Mayfield is at this point. He had a lot of up and down career, but he's kind of revitalized his career here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, especially throwing to a wide receiver like Mike Evans. So I think overall, would I go out there and target Baker Mayfield as my #1 quarterback? Absolutely not, but he could be a serviceable bye-week fill-in for you, and I'm totally fine with that. Baker Mayfield, he has the weapons to be successful in this offense. He took it over for Tom Brady, and he's done a very, very well job with that. He ends up re-signing up with the Buccaneers, and now should be the quarterback, hopefully, of the near future for these guys. I don't mind that situation. I just don't think that he's a top-tier type quarterback whatsoever. Let's look at the running back position here real quick. We see Rachaad White here, Bucky Irvin, the rookie out of Oregon, going over there, Chase Edmonds and Sean Tucker. Going off the back end here, Chase Edmonds was trying to give the opportunities last year to be the man behind Rachaad White. Really wasn't able to do anything, ended up getting injured as well. Sean Tucker, the undrafted free agent. Oh man, did I have a lot of high hopes for Sean Tucker too? He should have been very, very good. He's shown some flash of what he can kind of do in his very, very, very limited workload that he ended up getting, but I guess they didn't have too much of faith in him because they ended up getting Bucky Irvin. So Rachaad White, clearly the guy here for the offense. He's going to be getting the bulk of the carries. They're trying to lighten his workload a little bit. They just haven't found the opportunity to be able to do that yet. Bucky Irvin comes in, kind of a shifty running back out of Oregon, can get some things done, really good in the pass game as well. Maybe he can lighten the load for Rachaad White. We're going to have to see if the overall workload drops down for Rachaad White, but I think Bucky Irvin should be able to come in here and give at least some type of relief for Rachaad White to get a little bit more of a breather. Let's look at the wide receivers here. We all know these guys, starting out here with Mike Evans. Then we got Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Devin Tompkins, Raheem Jarrett, and Trey Palmer. A lot of people say, oh, Trey Palmer could be the next guy. He's the biggest sleeper. But when they draft a wide receiver like Jalen McMillan, I just don't think that is going to be the case. So Mike Evans, clearly the #1 guy every single season he's been in the NFL. He has had 1,000 receiving yards, and it's going to continue again this season as well. So I think he's going to be phenomenal. I think that he's still going to put up his 1,000 yards. I think he's a safe bet. Has a very, very high floor for you guys, especially with somebody like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield just tossing the ball up down the field, and it just so happens that Mike Evans has the ability to go up, get the football, and come down with the reception. So other than that, Chris Godwin, I think they're going to move more Chris Godwin into the slot. Last season we saw him play more on the outside, really didn't bode well. I think he's really more of a slot wide receiver. So we're going to see Chris Godwin move more into the slot, which should definitely help his fantasy number. So look for an uptick there for Chris Godwin as well. I'm really liking him this season. And then you get a wide receiver here like Jalen McMillan. He is actually a beast, man. A lot of people don't really recognize him because he was injured quite a bit for the University of Washington. But I would say before he got injured and before he was rock and rolling, he might have even been better than Rome Odunze. This dude was really, really solid. Ended up falling back to the shadows of Rome Odunze and Jalen Polk. But don't get it twisted. Jalen McMillan is a very, very stout wide receiver, should have plenty of opportunities to be able to play football this season for the Buccaneers, and he should be fantasy relevant for your teams. Last but not least, let's go ahead and throw up here for the tight end position. You see here Cade Otton and then Ko Kieft at the tight end position. Cade Otton, again, not fantasy relevant for me. He just doesn't have a high floor at all. It's very, very low floor. He can get you almost cockadoo to almost nothing. Somebody that I would definitely stay away from. Baker Mayfield really isn't targeted at the tight end position. If he's dropping back the pass, he's throwing it to one of his wide receivers, or maybe even dump it off to one of his running backs, either Rachaad White or Bucky Irvin. That's it. Just stay away from these guys. So if we're looking over the total fantasy relevance for this team, Baker Mayfield, I would stay away from. I would not suggest you draft him, and if you needed to draft him, I would draft him as a backup type of running back. Looking at the running back position, I would definitely say go get yourself some Rachaad White. I think he's be very, very involved with his offense, no matter who is going to be the backup running back. And then Bucky Irvin, somebody that I would suggest you do draft, but towards the back end or the latter end of the drafts. I think he's going to fill in quite nicely for Rachaad White, and if God forbid something does happen to White, it will be Bucky Irvin's backfield. So Bucky Irvin, somebody you can just fill in there, be on the bench, maybe never even start him, maybe a flex starter here or there, but that's pretty much all you could suggest from that. I think the wide receiver position, there's 3 guys that you probably need to target and go get. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Jalen McMillan. All these 3 guys I would definitely draft. I think the opportunity is there for them to be fantasy relevant. Don't look for Mike Evans to be consistent week in and week out, giving you the good numbers. Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, 2 wide receivers that I think is going to be fluctuation. There's going to be some good spike weeks, and there's going to be some weeks you're kind of upset that you started them. That's just how it is. And at the tight end position, I just wouldn't worry about drafting any of these guys. I don't like Cade Otton for fantasy football. Just not going to work out for me. But guys, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Really quick videos showing you guys about the Buccaneers, what they have for fantasy relevancy. Make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. We're pumping out multiple videos each and every week to help you best set the best lineups possible for fantasy football and to get you prepared for your fantasy football drafts. Guys, make sure you guys, again, hit the like button and subscribe. It's really, really important for the channel. Leave a comment down below. Who's y'all's favorite player from the Buccaneers? I would like to know. I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.